I really have them close their eyes. I picture a dog pile. Where are you in the dog pile? Like, you know what I mean? For associates, for a mentor, picture you walking across the stage on April 3rd at Idle Revolution in an arena packed full of people, right? What number are you going to be? You number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. You're going to be a top worker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe in that, right? Okay, now there's a downside to that. To my extreme optimism, the downside is sometimes my internal thoughts become external because I don't have a buffer. In case y'all noticed that, right? And so I don't have any notes per se. I sit up here and talk from my heart. And so one of my blind spots that I realize is sometimes if there's 100 people in the room, I'll say there were 150 people in the room. Because in my mind, I believe that we're going to have 150 people in the room. Right? If there's 3,000 people, sometimes I'll say 4,000 because I believe that we're going to have 4,000 next time. That doesn't make it right. Okay, I'm not saying I should do that. I'm not saying you should do that. What I'm saying is a blind spot. My internal optimism can lead to exaggeration because of what I believe will come true. And somebody said this to me one time. They said, look, you sometimes say some things, and I know your heart's in the right place, but there weren't 5,000 people in it, or 4,000. And I said, no, go to sleep and be a revolution next time. Well, 5,000, all good, right? But they're right. But I want you to hear me on this. So for me, my internal 5, the people I do life with, some of them you don't even know. They have a very strict command for me. And that is, I want constructive feedback. When I am off track, you have got to tell me. You not telling me is not being a good friend. They go, well, look, we don't want you mad at us. I go, I'll be mad at you if someone else tells me and you didn't. You're my internal 5. Remember, people would rather be showered with praise that'll kill them versus constructive feedback that'll set them free. Embrace constructive feedback. Right? Somebody that cares enough about you to tell you when you're off track is someone you should love. Now listen to me. There are some people that don't have a right to speak into your life. They don't know you well enough. They don't know you. They can be energy vampires. They can be negative. You know what I'm saying? Don't allow those people. That's not constructive feedback. That's called destructive feedback. If they're leading with envy, jealousy, that sort of deal, don't let those. Don't worry about that. But what you do is you go to somebody that you do trust, and you ask them, say, here's what somebody said. You're my friend, honestly. Do you think they're accurate? Because I need to get better at this. Do you think they're accurate? And that's where you get your feedback. You follow me on this? Look, the people you do life with are critical. And if they're not willing to hit you between the eyes of the heart and truth, they don't believe they belong in your top 5. If you're not willing to receive it, that's on you. You hear me on this? Right? Jimmy Dow's one of my best friends. I love Jimmy. I wish he lived closer. I love you, Lisa. I pray for him every single morning. He and his wife and kids every morning. I'm not around him a whole lot. But when I am around him, I'm looking to add value to him. Every phone call I have with him, Jimmy, but the best thing is it's reciprocated. Jimmy says, Logan, what do I need to improve on? Right? Jimmy's like, how can I get better? Logan, I'm struggling with this. He tells me his struggles. Do you understand that? That's why he's a 17-year NHL veteran Stanley Cup winner, because he understands constructive feedback is how you improve. It is not how you take a step back. It's how you have a comeback. Constructive feedback is necessary to you being a level 10. The problem with most people is they don't receive constructive feedback. They go have a pity party when they get constructive feedback. I can't believe he said that about me. That's not fair. You know the deal about the truth? It is what it is. Me exaggerating is what it is. It doesn't mean it's right. It's not right. Just because I believe it in my head, I need to keep that in my head. Does that make sense? Like that needs to stay in my head. It doesn't need to be externally communicated. Right? And so that was a blind spot of mine. You follow me? I'm throwing myself on the bus here in front of all of you, okay? So if I can do it, you can do it in front of the mirror. How about that, right? Okay, ready? So we all have blind spots. So the point is this. The point is this. Number 6 is you do become who you hang around. Right? And this is what I wrote down. This is something I tell myself. Your positivity has to be greater than others' negativity. Did you hear me on that? You can't combat negativity with positivity. You have to combat negativity with a positivity that is far greater than the negativity. You hear me on this? This is critical. I hope you're catching this. Right? Your mindset has to be so focused on moving forward and positive that it trumps negativity instantly. Instantly. All right, rule 7. Rule 7. Oh, I love this. This is good. No, this is the best one. I feel like David Letterman. Which is not good. He's no longer here. Right? I like David. I like Fallon better. Yes. Isn't he just so cool? I love the way he loves people. He's positive. He's so positive. Even his negative jokes, he makes them positive. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of people who are. I'm back up to get him to come to the pit. That'd be fun. Be good. All right, here we go. See, right there, I just spoke that into existence. And if Mark Bader were here, he goes, Logan, don't say that out loud. Not everybody's going to be calling the office saying, where's your new mountain coming? You know, hey, that's a great example right there of me catching myself in a blind spot. You know what I mean? Like I will get you, by the way, all right? But, listen, like right there, I should have said that. But, you know, and no, this is so, you know what's so cool about constructive feedback and construction to the right people? Is the second, as you grow within that blind spot, as you grow, the blind spot is no longer a blind spot. Does that make sense? And so, like, the second you do it, when it would have been blind to you, you catch yourself. And you go up. So, like, your blind spots are negative by nature. Right? By the way, listen, positivity is a muscle. Do you all realize that? The more you work on being positive, the bigger your positive muscles get. Oh, I want you to know everything is a muscle. Your thoughts are muscles. Right? You don't just go, you know what, I'm negative all the time, but today I'm going to be positive the rest of my life. It does not work that way. It's a process. You have to grow, feed, and nurture that positive muscle. And what will happen is you become more positive, and that's how you overcome all your blind spots. That's how you do it. Right? You know? And so, all right. Number 7. I love this one. Yes, this is the one. This is the best one. Here we go. Passion plus vision plus belief gets people in your business. Those 3 combos. You're fired up with passion, you're transferring vision and transferring belief. That's how you get people in your business. Not the product and the what, all takes care of itself. But if you can master those 3 things, though, be passionate about what you're doing. Transfer vision. Remember, we go 5 years to project backwards. And then the 4 laws of belief: self, MLM, ID life, and finding the greatness in others. Help people find their greatness, right? Okay, so that's number 7. Passion plus vision and belief. Now, number 8, this is critical. This is the bookend. 7 and 8 can kind of be the same. But this is the bookend. So passion, vision, and belief. Get them on the train. Get them on the bus. Get them in the business. Love is what keeps them. Love is what keeps them. The greatest love agents in the world are the ones that build the greatest movements. The greatest movement of all time is founded in love. I finished my books with that advice and that principle. Whether you're a Christian or not is not the point in this example. This example is a fact. The greatest leader is described by the largest number of followers. Right? And Jesus Christ is obviously the greatest number of followers. You realize he's the greatest networker of all time. No billboards, no advertising campaign. He started with 12, got betrayed, ended with 3 producers. He had 3 legs. Right? 3 And he went and did mixer after mixer after mixer after mixer after mixer. People call him a pyramid scheme, a scam artist. You get the point. But you know the 2 key premises to his entire movement: love God and love others. That was it. Everything else was. They said, if you could wrap up your entire movement, Jesus, how you create all these followers, how people would literally sacrifice their lives and be crucified because they believe in you. What was the number 8? Love. Love. Just love people. You know what's interesting is we become more knowledgeable in life. We become more rigid. We do. We become more legalistic. We do. As you become more knowledgeable about our products, you become more bland and more boring. You do. I'm just telling you right now. You become bored. I don't want to hear about you. I really don't. Right? You become bad. Right? You go around like this knowledge vehicle. I'm going to come tell you knowledge. I'm going to tell you knowledge. Oh, you do, right? People don't want to be told. People want to be awoken. That's what they want, right? People want to be awoken. People want to know, okay, what's in it for me? And this is where I want to be 5 years from now. You're saying you have something that can help me get there. Yeah, but you bring out Hitler, you lost in a hit. You know what I mean? They don't know what you're talking about, right? I mean, you got to love people. Passion, vision, belief. I'm on. Yeah, I'll give you my information. Yes, I'd like to know what you do. Okay, they get on board because our what is that powerful? Because we do have irrefutable products, purest ingredients, custom. Yes! But that's not what gets them on. You see what I'm saying? That's what validates their reason for joining. It validates it. They join because they want to be here 5 years from now. They realize Body Life isn't the answer. What is? Right? But love is what keeps them. When I look at my experience in this industry and I see people join, have success out of the gate quick, it's almost always been because their upline or their leadership did not value them. It did not make them feel loved. So I wrote down five simple ways to love people. Okay? And here's how you do it. Number one is to serve. Serve. And some of you, as you grow in your business, you stop serving. Because hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, network marketing can go to your head really quick. I want you all to hear about this. Because everybody's going to tell you how great you are. Gee, that amazing conference call on high tub. Oh, he's so amazing. Oh, my God. Yeah, I heard him walk on water out in I use Ty as an example because he's the furthest from that personality, you know what I mean? But you have people that buy into the press. You know, somebody asked me, they said, oh, how do you know, and you all that know me, so maybe I don't know, I want to get to know you here, but you all that know me, you know that I look, let me go backwards here, so it comes across right away. You have to see a major oxy. Those of you who don't know me, I can come across as arrogant, I can come across as very matter of fact, I can come across as impatient and very blunt, and you'd be right on all those things. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. But those that actually know me, they know that I'm not arrogant, I'm very confident, right? But I'm very humble because I know that everything has a gift, and when I slide into home, when I meet my mate and I slide into home, I want to slide in with a cut up leg, we go, man, that was an amazing journey. Right? I want to slide into home and go, man, job well done, my good faith. That's what I want to hear. Job well done. I don't want to slide in and go, man, I had a lot left in the tank, but I was singing. You know? No, I want to go in, you know, completely gassed. That's how I want to go out. You know what I mean? And my point is, sometimes you can be misunderstood when you're that way. You can't. You really can't. If you miss people that don't know you, they get you shit. And here's what I'm telling you. One of my prayers every single morning is, God, just grant me a humble confidence that cannot be shaken and cannot be stirred. Give me a humble confidence. And let me tell you something. When you have a humble confidence, you will be misunderstood by the people you don't want to do life with anyway. Do you hear me on that? Because if they're that insecure, then all they can do is sit down there and go, he's arrogant. He's arrogant. Look, that's their problem. You know what I'm saying? You're boring. Right? Leave me alone. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm not kidding. That's right there. Anyway, no, listen to me. Listen to me. I was joking, actually. The point is this, is you know, when you look at building a movement and loving people, you look at the greatest leader of all time, he was misunderstood. Very. Right? But even he said, I come to serve, not be served. In the way you refute any outward perspective or negative talk about you, which you're all going to get. Just being on this trip, you have people back home going, I don't want to see your stupid picture of the camera, because they're just their own misery. They're their own misery, right? You know? And so the point is you're going to have some people. And I guess what I tell you is this, as you grow in this company, just remember rule number one is to love people. Remember rule number two is to serve people. That's what the greatest leader of all time did. He loved and served. He said, I'm not here to be served, I'm here to serve. Right? I'm here to wash your feet. And as a corporate staff, as myself included, we're here to serve you. I mean, that's what we're here to do. And I'm hopeful that the Life is Caught principle comes into play, and you all do that for your teams. Right? You serve them. They don't serve you. They're not your team. Right? Don't stand at the top of the staircase and talk down to them. Go down there and walk them up. You know what I mean? People don't want another boss. Hear me on this. People don't want another boss. They want someone that believes that they're great and will help them bring out their greatness. That's what people want. Which is the third way you love people. So the third way you display love is you serve them, you bring out the greatness in them. That's how you love them. You help them understand they are great. And you help bring that out. When I'm sitting down with somebody in a one-on-one, two-on-one, that's my goal. I want them to understand that they're great. Listen, that's why I say this quote. I hope you've written this quote down. That's why I say this. Hey, look, I understand life has ups and downs. You realize we have people with 1/10 of your ability changing their life, changing their life. They have 1/10 of your ability. What did I just indirectly do? I just told them they're great. I told them they're great. And right there in their mind, they're going, because I truly believe that nobody on the earth sits around going, everybody's better than me. I don't think that. I don't think people feel that way. Right? And if they do, we're going to help change that. We're going to be a change agent for them. All right, the next one I put down here, the way you display love is be accessible. Be accessible. You know what drives me crazy when people say, yeah, I reached out to them, they haven't reached back. They haven't got back. That's what you try to get. Oh, look, I've tried a bunch of times. They won't even turn my phone call. Let me tell you something. To not reply back to somebody is basically thinking you're better than them. That's the way I look at it. Even if I don't want to talk to you, I will reply back and say, hey, email so-and-so. Call so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? Be accessible. If you want to show love to the world, be accessible. That doesn't mean you have to be on your phone 24/7. I have balance in my life. I do. And I reply back to every message I get. If I have ever not replied back to a message, it's because I didn't get it. I didn't get it. So I'm not asking to do something I don't do myself. And some of the messages I get are stupid. I'm just being a real one. Now, how come it's capital I, capital D, capital L, lowercase I? Which leads to my last point of how you display love to people. You just listen to them. I put this, listen. Just listen. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen. You know, it's kind of like recruiting. You know, the Harvard study. You all know the Harvard study. But you know, Harvard did a study. I don't agree with the study. But the study says people would rather. Do you remember the study? Okay, say it, Kristen. You remember it? Don't say I'm not if you don't know it. Just lie. I'm just talking a lot to all these people. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all know the study? No, you know I've said it before, so you know what it is. Do you remember the study? Harvard studied this study. Basically, the premise is, I'm trying to be sensitive because there's kids here, right? They basically said that people would rather talk than make whoopee. They'd rather talk about themselves in their life than make whoopee. Oh, crap, I'm going to answer it. Maybe I'm going to chicken but that's what Harvard said. I told Eddie, I'll shut up anytime you want, baby. You just tell me. We get some 50 Shades on me, whatever we got to do, I'll say. So tell me about the leadership training of Booth Connor. Well, he talked about Christ, and then 50 years later, it was an interesting mix. Oh, yeah, it's some people. Anyway, I mean, I'm serious. Okay, so the next one, number 9. Rule number 9. The why before the what? Inspiration over motivation. Your why is your fuel for each day. Your why is your fuel for each day. And I actually wrote this down while I was sitting in the back of the room. And so I want to make sure I say it. This is basically my definition of the importance of your why. It's the daily resolve to do what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, and how it needs to be done, regardless of the circumstances. Your why is your daily resolve to do what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, and how it needs to be done, regardless of the circumstances. I'm going to say it one more time. Somebody tagged me on Facebook. I came up with this morning. I kind of like it. Now that sounds arrogant. I don't care. It's good. Here we go. Your why is your daily resolve to do what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, and how it needs to be done, regardless of the circumstances. What do you think about that? Another way of putting that is be professional, right? But your why is the fuel for that. You hear me on this? Your why is your fuel for that. If you don't have a why that overrides every possible circumstance, positive or negative, you will quit. Even if you quit just for a week or a month, and then get back in the game, that's a week or a month that you wasted. You hear me on this? No, listen to me. You guys, you have got to communicate your why to your team. Your new prospect, your number one goal as their sponsor is to know their why and to make sure they never forget their why. Whenever I would see people get discouraged, I remember one lady, she got involved in our last company. Her whole why was to be able to buy a farm for her mom. And I hadn't heard from her for like 3 or 4 days, so I called her. I said, how you doing? She said, I just don't know if this is for me. I got a full-time banking job. I just don't think I can do this. I said, hey, look, that's fine. I'm here to serve you. It's your deal. I said, here's what I'll tell you. We got people with 1/10 of your abilities that are going through the same circumstances you're going through. And they stuck with it, and now they have their ID life. Right? It was another company. And then I would tell her, I said this. I said, look. I'll never forget telling this. I said, look. Her name was Rebecca. I said, Rebecca, I didn't call you because I think you can be successful. I called you because I know you'll be successful in this. But Rebecca, if ID life isn't the answer to buy your mom a farm, what is? Now, you're right. You're right. She got plugged back in. She got me in front of somebody the next day at Starbucks, and that person led to about 8,500 associates. Now listen to me. Had I not reached out, helped her realize she was great, transfer vision, transfer belief, and remind her of her bullseye, her why. That why is your fuel, team. That why is your fuel. She would have never done it. You hear me on this? Many of you have failed miserably at following up with people. Many of you have failed miserably at understanding people's why. And that's why your folks are quitting. Remember, passion, vision, and belief takes along. As a company, we'll bring the passion, vision, belief to help you. We'll bring that. But what I can't bring is your personal relationship with that person to love them. And if you love them, they'll stay on. How do you love them? Serve them, be accessible, right? All the things I just told you. Speaking of love. Come here, buddy. You want to come here, Daddy? We're almost done. Because their mind is totally absorbed with their butts to the door. Come on, buddy. Come here. Come here, sweetie. Come on. Can you reach? I'm going to do my last. Can you do it? Hey, sweetie. Is that not crazy? What do you want to say? Hey, were you on your phone? Who were you talking to about your own life business when I called you? Who was that? Is that Arnold? I have no idea who Arnold is, but he's like Arnold. Who's Arnold? Who's Arnold? Okay. Maybe I'll be praying. Who knows? Okay, well, let's do rule number 2. Let's do rule number 10. Here we go. Rule number 10. And remember, by the way, going back to number 9, I said inspiration versus motivation. Remember, motivation is what you do daily, but it comes and goes. Inspiration lasts forever, right? Our job is to inspire people, not motivate people. All right, here's the last one. This is actually convenient timing. The last one I put down is, I got this from my mom. I was on my beach. I was on the beach with my mom 2 days ago. And Gary remembers this. I said, Mom, because Gary's 77. So Gary's my stepdad, for those who don't know. And he's basically raised me since the age of, 6? How old were you? 77. No, how You haven't raised me since the age of 77. I was 6, right? Okay. So I asked my mom, Aunt Gary. I said, Mom, Gary, you guys have been through a lot in life. Gary survived cancer. And I said, if you could leave one thing for a 27-year-old, one piece of advice. Come on up here. I said, if you could leave one piece of advice for somebody, what would you leave? I said it to both of them. And my mom, and I want you to hear me on this, my mom is not the outgoing person. In fact, she came up to me after the welcome reception, and she goes, honey, you'd be so proud of me. I went up and introduced myself to people. No, I'm serious. That's not her. That's not her. And I said, no, I'm so proud. She goes, wow, I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone. The more I did it, the easier it was. And so that's about my mom. So my mom's not some philosophical. She's never actually been that role in my life. She's just sort of provided for me. You know what I mean? She's been my nurturer. But my mom, out of nowhere, with tears running down her face, she said, and I thought it was great. She said, if you could leave one thing in people's life, tell them don't lose your happy. Don't ever lose your happy. And I thought that was so simple yet so profound. Don't lose your happy. It got me thinking. When our time is done on this earth, we'll have unread emails. You know what I mean? We'll have unread Facebook messages. We'll have unread texts. But don't lose your happy. Don't allow little things in life, temporary inconveniences, to sap you of your happy. You know what I mean? Because you're going to get back what you project into the world. You project happy. You project outgoing, fun, energetic. And my mom, she can hear sports. She's not a fan of crowds. My mom cannot stand crowds. But my mom, come here, sweetie. Your dad goes to mom. Go see mom. So my mom, she goes, honey, when you watch Miles and Cooper, perfect timing. When you watch Miles and Cooper, who do you think the network is going to be? He just recruited his first associate. My mom said, she goes, honey, look at Miles and Cooper and them running around. Look how happy they are. It was pouring rain. We all saw them running around in the pouring rain having fun. She goes, love, life just saps the happy out of you. And my mom was really telling me? You know what she was telling me without saying it? I think she was apologizing. I think she was saying, honey, I'm sorry for losing my happy during your childhood. I was just trying to survive. And I think what she was trying to tell me is, love, with all the things you got going on, don't lose your happiness. And so I added that as my number 10 rule for having the ideal life. And how can you not be happy with this, right? How can you not be happy? So anyway, I'm going to close with this. And this is what I want to close with. Get addicted to living. You know what I'm saying? And get other people addicted to living. So many people are addicted to so many things. Why can't we get people addicted to living? Get people addicted to living. And if you're going to live, why not live the life of your dreams, the ideal life? And that's what we're doing here. And I believe that if you will remember these 10 rules that we just went over for life, and that is the ownership mindset, understanding the 4 levels of belief. You know them all. And then I think the most important one is don't lose your happy. I think if we do that, I think life just works a lot better. And I appreciate you for allowing me some time to share my heart with you. As unscripted as it was, I hope it added value to your life. I hope I get to meet you. And then on behalf of me and my 3 boys here, we love you. You guys have a great day.